When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Donnie and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Donnie, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all and more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Donnie, last name's Glover, entered the winning for the long haul, baby. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So today is the last day of Black History Month, and we're going to bring on today a very business-oriented young man. But I wanted to take a moment out to celebrate one business person who has recently left us. His name was Otis Warren. And this black man in the city of Baltimore beat out the likes of the Rouse Company and other powerhouse firms in the 1990s to win a contract with the federal government to construct a downtown office building. And so we can pay a lot of kudos and props to then Mayor Kurt Schmoke. But I think this young man knows something about him. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Glover. How you doing, sir?
Did you know Otis Warren?
Yeah, we did a tribute to him at our Generational Wealth Diversity Summit last October the 1st. We did a tribute to him and his family, and Otis the third were real good friends. So sorry about his passing. I actually went to the funeral, but very empowering and inspiring. He's one of my heroes.
Why was he one of your heroes?
So, he was the first to, have it. Well, actually his dad, right? So his dad was one of the first, to have a real estate brokerage company. So we talk about building generational wealth, and the first step to buying a house. So have a black man to have his own, real estate brokerage company, was very unheard of, and becoming I think it was the first black person to hit up the Greater Baltimore, Realtor Association, and then maybe the first black person to construct a office building for the city of Baltimore. I mean, those things are unheard of, and it's still unfortunately unheard of to this day. There's a lot of people that don't know his story, so that's why at the summit we did tribute to him, because more people really need to know his story. It was empowering and inspiring, and he was definitely a trailblazer and definitely be missed. And we talk about generational wealth. Now you got the third generation, Otis Warren the third, and that's what we should be doing. Building that generation, building a business so we can leave a legacy to our kids and grandkids and continue the wealth on. So I mean, it's just very inspiring story, and looking to follow in his footsteps.
So part of that is, now your buddy Otis Warren III, you mentioned this is third generation. So while your buddy's dad took it to the next level. It actually started with his father.
Of course. Yeah.
So this
Mhm.
third generation business here in the city of Baltimore. What's happening with you, Sharif?
Doing good. Can't complain. In the office today. Was at FedEx yesterday, trying to learn operations and getting everything squared away. But I'm blessed. Just trying to manage these businesses and make sure that I'm still doing, work in the community as well. Got some real estate projects coming up, and maybe hopefully maybe I can share some of that stuff as well. But I'm blessed. Can't complain. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm blessed by the best. Don't need to cry or complain. We just got to get out there and make it happen. I want to get
Yeah.
straight to the jugular. Tell me about these credit scores.
Yeah. So
Let me
I
give you
think I'm.
let me give
Yeah.
you a scenario.
Gotcha.
Say you're dating a young lady.
Take me back.
And before you date this young lady, I've been to the Sharif Small class. I've taken notes. I know how important my credit score is. What do I need to know about her credit score?
Oh, shoot, the same thing. I think the key thing is knowing what is her score and any if she has a budget, right? How y'all both spend your money and pretty much how y'all going to bring your financial resources together. So it's real good that y'all look at each other's credit because credit equals your character when it really comes down to it. And the good thing about it, y'all can help each other build each other's credit. That was one of the things I was able to do with me and my wife when we got married, and before we got married, we talked about our credit score, we talked about the debts we had and the finances that we had, because our goals was to buy a house together. But to do that, we had to make sure that we was on one accord of our finances, our budget, and getting over 700. That was the ideal. So anytime that we got some extra money, instead of taking that vacation, it's like, no, we're going to pay off some these credit cards, we're going to pay off this. When we got together, we paid off both of our cars, we paid off some credit cards, and then 2 years ago we actually had a house built near Forest Park Golf Course. So we was able to get our dream house built a couple of years ago. So still live in the city.
Okay, Sharif.
About to stop me.
You way down the road. I'm saying I'm just meeting this young lady.
Yeah.
And I need your advice on how to have
you
this
you want some tips, huh?
It's intrusive.
Yeah, you want some tips. You must be on the dating scene or something. Okay, I got you. I'm messing with you.
No, I ain't saying
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I know. I'm messing with you. Yeah.
But I mean, how do we have that conversation?
Well, the key thing is you got to have a financial meeting, right? You got to have these conversations. Hey, well, I want to talk about our credit scores. I want to talk about the importance of budgeting, tithing,
how is she going to take that, Sharif?
You have no choice but to take it. You got to have those uncomfortable conversations. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't just always talk about.
Did your dad? I mean, well, I won't say your dad, but that wasn't a conversation me and my dad had. Sharif, it's Black History Month. I'm gonna keep it real. I come from the generation where sex education was pops laid 5 different colored condoms on my dresser and walked away. That was the conversation. Did you catch it? That was it.
Yeah.
So he sure never really talked about this issue per se.
My dad did. I was very lucky. So, you've heard of Dave Ramsey, the financial piece. I actually currently teach that at my church. But before that, my dad used to have these books from Larry Bouquet. It was Christian financial counseling. So it had these books and these little pamphlets on budgeting and savings and tithing and things of nature. So my dad used to have like a library, and I would grab these books and I would read it, and my dad would go over, some of these principles and systems in place, with me. So I was just very lucky and blessed. And that's from those conversations is the reason why when I went to Towson, I got not only my bachelor's in accounting, but I got a concentration in financial planning. It was no reason that my twin brother went to UConn. He got a degree in economics. So the key thing is you got to be able to have these conversations those uncover conversations with your spouse and with your kids, because it's how you set them up as they go into the world so they can make better decisions to live within their means and to make good budgeting. And these are the conversations that we're not having. That's the reason why net worth is at negative and at zero, because we're not having these conversations as much as we should be. So we continue to have these more conversations and then add on the education, continue education on top of that. We can prepare our young people to learn the importance of the mindset of building generational wealth and, having a delayed gratification as opposed to so much of immediate gratification. Just make a decision between wants, and needs, and the importance of having a budget, to follow in savings and emergency reserves and not going so much into debt and want to buy a big car and always want to buy your first house should not be your dream house, so this is how you set yourself up.
Oh, Sharif, now see, this ain't fair. This is not fair. You
I
do
know.
this stuff all day, every day. This kind of like going into one of them physical trainers and they talking
You
about
have to. Yeah.
hit 50 sit-ups and
Yeah,
soon as
that's
you
right.
step in the class.
Health.
I don't
Yeah.
like this class.
Health
Okay,
is wealth, man. Health is wealth, man. You got to train physically and mentally, man. You got to do both.
man, this feel like boot camp. It's the beginning of the year. Okay, what
Hey,
was the name of those books that your dad had?
Larry Burkett, I think they still have him around right now. Dave Ramsey is kind of taking over that. So I would recommend the Financial Peace University. Like I said, me and another gentleman would teach that on Saturdays remotely. We do it through Zoom, and we teach the 7, baby steps of, financially, peace, being debt free and being financially, free. So you have the Financial Peace University. You also have the Total Money Makeover, which is also part of the Dave Ramsey. So I just recommend people just Google Dave Ramsey. There's a lot of good information. Now, it does cost some money. I think you got like specials going on, but I mean, this is an investment into your financial, future. And, we spend money on so many other things that's really worthless. And I think if you want to be financial free or debt free, like I said before, you want to increase your earning power, you got to increase your learning power. There's another book, Singletary Says, with Michelle Singletary. And all these are biblical based because at the end of the day, we're talking about, being good stewards and managing God's money, right? So we must be good stewards of how, we manages, his, resources.
Ain't it through God in there to me? Got me doing
Got
sit-ups,
to.
got me putting out
Got
my
to,
credit
man.
score.
It's his money, man. And this how I tell people I do my budget. You sow, you save, then you spend. Amen. Because the money that we make or we receive is not ours. We're not owners. We're just managers of it. So we must be good steward of it. And then he'll bless you more to be able to make better decisions and be able to give and be a blessing to others. Oh, and there's also another one called Kingdom Economics, which is pretty good. Kingdom Economics, that's a pretty good book. And there's others that are out there, but Kingdom Economics is pretty good. Just to add a little bit of real estate, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is pretty good book. So, and then you also, when we talk about teaching our kids, there's a cash flow quadrant, cash flow for kids. There's games where, we teach our kids, financial literacy, and we use these type of games where they learn about the importance of cash flow and the budget and the savings and, being careful and, getting rid of debt and things of that nature. So,
What is cash flow?
so cash flow is the money that you receive from, any type of business that you have. So, that could be cash flow from real estate, right? Tenant paying you money for, the realtor property that you have. If you have, a business, you offer your services to a consumer, you offer your services to businesses or overseas, that's cash flow that's coming in. Now, are you having a net profit is the key thing. Because you can have revenue and have cash coming in, but you got to make sure that you have some type of, profit that is coming in. So that's where you want to manage your expenses and see if you have a net profit or having a net loss.
How do I minimize my expenses?
Track it on a regular basis, and then also be able to negotiate some expenses that you have. That could be utilities, that could be whether you have your rent or whatever, or you could be paying a vendor, right? So you want to make sure that you be able to negotiate, any price that's being given to you. And then you also want to be matching other expenses that you have out there and see if you're paying the right price. So if there's something that's a little bit more affordable, but make sure that the quality is good as well too. So you want to make
Baltimore
sure
Gas and Electric.
DG and this, get yourself on budget billing. That's what I have. So my office building, I'm on budget billing. So, it kind of keeps the costs, low.
You make this stuff seem so easy. What about the water bill in the city of Baltimore?
Ooh, Lord Jesus, that could be, tough one. Just make sure you stay on top, I guess, that water meter, right? Sometimes the meters, I guess, make sure that it's up to date, right? So sometimes the water meter could be off. Another thing, make sure you don't have any leaks like in the basement. Because sometimes you may have a property or business and you have a high water bill, but there may be a leak somewhere down in the basement that you don't even know about, that you got to have it tightened up. You got water that's coming out and you don't even know. So that's why you want to do those annual maintenance and checkup on the meter. And then also just make sure you don't have any leaks in your house or any leaks in any properties that you have.
Cable television.
I cut the cord. So I got YouTube TV. So I cut the cord. Yeah, I don't have cable. I just cut the cord. So I have internet and then I have YouTube, YouTube TV.
And you didn't blink.
Not at all. Mm-mm. And I got it through my company too. So some of it, not all of the portion of it is a tax write-off because I got YouTube TV here in my office, and it's good to have that because you have it for clients. I also use it while I'm here at the office, watching stuff like some YouTubes or watching stuff, where I'm learning as much as I can, so I can deduct a portion of it. And it's the same account I have here at the office, the same account that I have, at home. So I can't deduct all of it, but I can deduct, a portion of it.
Slightly different question. Does it make sense for the city of Baltimore to sell its underground conduit?
I don't know. That question kind of a little bit over my head, to be honest with you. That's more of a political question right there.
Does it make sense to get rid of a program that helps children go to school? And I'm just pulling.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think so. I mean, I just think there's other resources they can probably pull that from. I just don't think they should pull it from, that program, especially if the program is providing good results, which I've been hearing that it is. So hopefully they can find other resources that won't.
Only one news outlet is doing this story, and it's on my radar to call down to the governor's office.
Are you coming down to MBE? I'm actually going to be down there this evening. You going to the MBE Annapolis night?
I can't because we have an event tonight, a Black Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
Now, I was at the first MBE night, but it wasn't until I planned tonight's event that I learned that Herman Taylor was pulling together a small group of people. Now, my understanding is the room only holds 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is different than the first MBE night, which was in the State House and had thousands of people. So I'm not exactly sure what Herman Taylor has concocted.
I couldn't tell you either. We will see though.
But the reviews from my sphere have not been good.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just gonna make the best of it. So
yeah, we'll be making the best of it at Terra Cafe celebrating Keita Williams.
Oh, yeah. I'm 2 blocks away on 25th Street.
Yeah. So I know Herman Taylor very well, and I'm very disappointed at how he went about this. Now, Herman Taylor was not a Westmore supporter. I know they got Westmore on the agenda. I don't know if Westmore is going to be there. But
gotcha.
See, politically, I can speak on this. When you over there helping Francho, and now you talking about waving the flag for MBE with the first Black governor, people looking at you a little cock-eyed.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
They're like, you wasn't with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Hey, I just try to help my businesses to get their MBE certification, but not just that, just really try to utilize, Maryland PTAP, which a lot of people are not familiar with. Are you familiar with Maryland PTAP?
P-TAP.
PTAP, so PTAC, Procurement Technical
PTAC.
Assistance Center.
I've never heard of it. What's P-TAC?
So PTAP is an organization that's paid for by, it's part of the SBA, but it's paid for by your taxes already because it's government funding, where they have a system to help you bid and win government contracts. So I actually, each year I do a government contractor workshop. They're one of my speakers. So you're looking to go after local, federal, state government contracts. They make sure that you have the capability statement. They'll do research for you, see what, your industry, what type of contracts that are coming up that you think about bidding for. They'll review your whole, business to see if you got the capacity to do it, because you got to have the employees and you got to have the funding, because even when you win a government contract, which is great, but the government may not pay you to like 90, 60, 90 days. So you got to make sure you have some lines of credit set aside, some funding set aside, because you got to pay your people, every week, every couple of weeks until the money actually, come in. So they kind of go through the whole process. So that's what we have. Sorry about that. We have a workshop where we teach a lot of businesses how to. So I've been a government contractor with the SBA since 2000. Well, I've been a government contractor for 10 years, since 2014. I'm sorry, 13 with the military, where I taught workshops, the counseling sessions. And now for the last couple of years, I've been a government contractor with the SBA, doing small business counseling, doing small business, workshops. So I'm a subcontractor. Someone else is a prime, and then they outsource that work, to you. So what I try to teach businesses, you can offer your services to consumers, but you can also offer your services to business. You can offer your services to the government, because the government will buy any and everything, and they got money set aside, 23%, which they don't meet that goal. But then also you can offer your services to international, overseas, as well. So I recommend, Small Business Development Center, Small Business Resource Center. There's a lot of resources out there that can help them, through that. And then, like I said, I'm actually working with the Black Chamber of Commerce as a technical assistance business consultant with them. So any businesses that are members of the chamber, we're able to offer them, some one-on-one counseling, sessions for the members.
Tough question. Has anyone in the Black Chamber been able to secure a contract because of your tutelage?
Well, I just started it, so that's remain to be seen. I just started it. I'm actually starting, this next month. So I just got the contract last month, and I'm starting it this month. So they'll check back a few months. I'm pretty sure that they have. I just wouldn't be able to answer that for you.
What I want to unpack is it worth my time to go after minority business enterprise? And this is why I say, Sharif, I'm insulted that I have to prove I'm Black in America. I'm even more insulted that I have to apply as a minority, which
it should be a given. It really should be a given.
which has the presumption that as a minority, I'm not going after the prime part of the contract, but as a sub.
Yeah.
Now I'm all for goals, and I guess one could say, okay, well, half a loaf is better than no parts of the loaf. But Sharif, mentally, you're saying, not you, mentally, this program is saying, society is saying, number one, you're a minority. Number two, you got to prove you're a minority, because we know that white women get the majority of these contracts.
Of course.
So I'm pushed into a game where I gotta demean myself.
And you just want to look at yourself as a viable business, and that's it.
Without the end goal of being a prime. So I can do all of this paperwork, jump through all of these hoops, Maryland Department of Transportation, the federal 8A, blah, 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 only to have a white prime have me fill out this report. And if you don't fill it out by Friday, then you won't get paid for another 30 days.
Yeah, well, I always say that unfortunately the world that we work in is not fair. So we got to work 2, 3, 4, 10 times harder just to even get some of the problems. Even the program they have set aside, it's not fair. So how do we make it fair? Hopefully we can try to do what we can politically, but sometimes you can see how that goes. So as businesses, we got to demand. What
With
is
the
that?
Republicans, I remember, and this is no slight on Governor Westmore. He's just getting there. But I'm saying historically, Democrats don't understand business. Let me tell you something, Sharif.
No, they don't.
With the Republicans, it ain't all that damn MBE contract. It's a damn phone call. Hey,
Business to business.
have that check. Hey, how much it costs? Hey, have his check. Hey, Don. Hey, Don, your check will be ready Monday. And that's what it is.
Yeah, it should be that way.
Ain't
So,
no
you know, we
bunch
got.
of damn jumping
I'm hoping
through.
that Republicans, Democrats, hopefully they can have some bipartisanship and really learn to work together because, you know, small businesses is the backbone. I know. I just try to do the best, you know, that I can. That's why I do my workshops and provide my resources, you know, to try to go through all that red tape and get to the businesses. You know, we did it last year at the Fallsboro Golf Course, and we had over 100 businesses that came to it. We're looking to have, you know, a good amount, you know, to come together. So I can just do my part, you know, right? Well, Republican, Democrat, I just want to help people, and especially help,
But I
help,
want us
you
to
know, my
think,
people.
I want us also to think, Sharif. And I mean, when you think, how long does it take to fill out the MBE application?
It could take a little while. Well, the good thing about it is that which people don't know. I'm not sure if they're back in doing it in person, but they would have assistantship workshops, which means they will actually show you how to complete it, the process, and then they will have a counselor that will actually help you complete it at no cost. Some people have paid for it, you know. I get it because some people just want to quickly get it done, you know. But if people got the patience, highly recommend NDOT assistantships. If they go on the NDOT website, they can actually, once they go through the class, connect with someone that could be done remotely or in person. They will help you, walk you through to get all the stuff in order. It could take a couple weeks to a couple months. It just depends on where that business is at. Could they ask for 20, 30 different documents? Financial statements is one of them, but verifications and things of that nature.
Anybody in business knows that's a waste of goddamn time.
It depends. I wouldn't 100% say that. It just
Why I
depends.
say that, Sharif? You spending time getting these 30 damn documents.
Well, it's something that you should have in place anyway, though. So
I got you. I got you. But you're doing all of this to get a minority contract.
yeah, I mean, you're getting yourself to put yourself in order to start with minority
I
contract.
want the prime
But
contract.
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's just the start. Like that is, it shouldn't be the ends all means all, right? It just gets you in a bit. Eventually, after you start there, you can go after and get your federal, get your 8A, and go after some prime stuff. So you got to start, you know, somewhere.
You wouldn't start with the 8A?
8A is tough to get, so no. I would start off locally, then state, and eventually federal. Unless something falls in your lap and you don't have, and you're in a position where you can, or you can work with an 8A as a sub. They have the SBA protege program where you can work with some, because this depends on your past performance. I've seen more people get turned down for the 8A because they wasn't ready. So you don't, you know, and then once you do get it, you only got 9 years to do it. So you got to strategize how you win. That's the end game, right? It really is to get that, but you got to build yourself up to the 8A.
So this is what I'm getting to. We live in a majority black city. We live in a 65% black city. Why are we the minority?
You know how things go here, especially in the city. I think
how is it benefiting us?
It's not. It may be crippling us because in the day we got to start locally, but we got to be thinking globally. I mean, what they really come down to. So a lot of times it depends on what industry that they're in, what goes in the jacket. I think we got to dream beyond what we think that we can do. And that's one of the things I always talk about, in a couple of years when we start a business, how do we buy an office building? You know, how do we get into government contract? And how can we offer our services to, out of state? And how do we offer our services, overseas? Like what's the long-term 20, 10 and 20-year plan where you want to, get into? So I know a lot of times we maybe think of that mom and pop, which is not bad. But how can we franchise and grow? I bet that's why I bought a franchise, because I was like, I want to add to my investment portfolio of, businesses and serial entrepreneurship that I have. I didn't, my company now, we have employees and we're looking to grow and continue to grow and expand, but I also wanted to expand my reach. And the business that I bought is not in Baltimore. It's in Prince George's County. So I'm filming some relationships there, what I can learn from Prince George's County that I can, utilize in other areas and in other areas as well.
What advice would you give government officials charged with leading these majority Black jurisdictions, be it Baltimore, be it Prince George's County, or even Washington, D.C., which used to be known as
Yeah.
Chocolate City?
We got to provide resources for businesses. That's where the thriving, that's where the jobs, workforce development, like businesses need help. They need resources. And the resources are there, but it'll be good at that, partner with other organizations, government organizations. Like, well, I got a good relationship with the controller, Brooke Lehrman. So she has an event coming up. I believe it's in March. It was supposed to be this Monday, but she's having an event where she's bringing minority Black businesses and leaders together, how she can galvanize resources to help businesses to thrive within the communities and within the industry that they're in. So just having these type of conversations and then them learning the resources that are available and then connecting the dots with the businesses and the resources because the resources are there. We just got to connect the dot, and it'd be good to have the government officials and work with the business leaders and the other organizations that are out there and just come together and really get the resources out there together. That's why every time I do an event, I always invite the mayor, or I invite the city council, or I invite the state delegate, or I invite the senators, so they'll see the resources we're trying to provide, and we can see that in the future. I can continue to work with them, to get the information out there to businesses, because I can't do it by myself. And it really takes us to be able to leverage our network resources to really help these businesses.
I'm a little skeptical of these elected officials. I think they just want to run for office, and at the end of the day, they just use terms like MBE as a buzzword.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Mary
we got to.
Maynard
Yeah.
Jackson, they put their money where their mouth was.
Oh, heck yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
They made Black millionaires.
Well, not just him, but you said Marion Barron. I'm about to say, yeah, Marion Barron, Maynard Jackson. We do need that. Again, that would be, very helpful. But at the same time, we got to hold them, elected officials accountable as well. That's why I connect with them much as I can and try to offer my help and my resources to help, the businesses. Sometimes they don't know, sometimes they do know, and it's just not their agenda. We got to make it their agenda, because everything is political, and we got to stay on top of their neck until they make it their agenda.
How can people get in touch with you, Sharif?
www.sjsfinancialfirm.com. Also, you can just Google my first and last name, Sharif J Small, on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and they can reach out to me, send me a request. And, any way I can be of help and assistance, please let me know. And Donnie, appreciate you as always for this opportunity to speak. I know we need to reconnect again soon. So thank you for this platform.
Good deal. Thank you, Sharif.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we have a Black Wall Street tonight over on at Terra Cafe. And here to talk about it is Terrence Dixon.
Oh, peace. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, happy Tuesday. Good morning, Donnie. What's going on, baby? I just caught the end of Sharif's right there. All right.
We were talking about contracts. We talking about credit. We talking about MBE. Talking about elected officials. Talking about Democrats and Republicans.
Oh, you talking about all the hot subjects we need to be focused on. You hit them all. I think you checked all the boxes.
Sharif said you got to have your documents in order.
Definitely do, man.
He
That's
said
one
about 30 of them. Hold up. I still got them. Hey, Sharif, you said 30 documents?
Well, first of all, I gotta say hi to my TD brother, man, Mr. Dixon. That's my neighbor down the street on Black Wall Street, 25th Street. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, peace, King. How are you, man? Great morning to you. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
I just caught the end of it, but I know you hit them where it's supposed to be hit at.
I try, man. You my guy, man. So I always gotta give you the respect and the love that you deserve, man. But yeah, 30 documents, man. You want to have, and me being a tax accountant, my goal is to make sure they had the back end stuff that's in order, because we so focus much on the front end, the sales and the marketing, and that's great. But I make sure business don't just focus on working in that business, but you got to work on your business as well. So especially you want to continue to grow. So you want to have that bail team in place to make sure you have all your documents. That's your banker, your accountant, your insurance, and your lawyer. So.
Yeah, definitely checked all the boxes. Congratulations on your new acquisition. So you're
Thanks,
doing
man.
things all over, big things, baby, big things.
I'm just trying to diversify the portfolio, bring some workforce development, hire and inspire our people, man, to build
There you
generational
go.
wealth. And do that, you gotta own a business, and you gotta own the buildings too. So you
You
gotta
got to
own
own the
both, man.
bricks.
You gotta own
That's
stuff that's
definitely,
going,
yeah.
appreciating the value and bring in some, turn the active income to passive income, generational wealth. So thank you, man. You one of my inspirations, man. So I definitely
Awesome,
I greatly
man.
appreciate it, man.
Why is this cat one of your inspirations?
Terrence, man, he has a heart for the community. He got a heart for the people. He has great food. I mean, I'm ordering, I like that fish sub and fries. I'm just throwing that out there, like that salad. But he's been out there, man. He feeds the homeless. He feed people. He helps people. He empowers people. He inspires people. He's a business owner. I just love the guy, man. He has a heart for the people, man. When people
Thank
are
you, man. I
real,
appreciate you.
when people are real, when people are fake, and he's one of the real ones. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that often, and where we at, man. So he always got my respect and my support anytime that he needs it. So
thank you, King. Right back at you. And one of the big ones, you know what, Donnie? Owning the bricks. He said the key thing.
What?
Own the bricks.
Yeah.
Sharif, have you ever thought to be mayor of Baltimore?
Nope. I've been asked, but nope.
You could if you wanted to, brother.
Nope. Nah, I think that's
Smart
anyway.
Run for office. Smart
Yeah, I did run for city council. I ran in the 5th district, 2015. Want to make a change within our communities, but that's too much responsibility, and I'm just not sure how much you can really, get done as much as you would, like to, because there's
Come on, man.
I just leave it at that.
Come on, man. You can always do better on the outside than you can on the inside.
Yeah,
you control the narrative. That's one of the things that I think that a lot of people, and I have had to learn myself, that you meet great people in their common everyday when they're just working and they're working for the community, and then they get to the next level, and then guess what? Their word don't become their own anymore, because somebody wrote that check to get them in there. Somebody there's a favor made somewhere to get there, and then maybe those focuses that they used to focus on before aren't that important. It aren't that important. And then some of them just go damn flat on you. Some of them just bump their head. But you know what I mean? But like I've always thought that and I met a cat that came out from California one time, an art dealer. And he commended me on the things that I do for the community. It's back with the Neighbors Without Walls. And for everybody to know, Neighbors Without Walls is coming back. It's time. Because it wasn't just about passing out sandwiches. It was really empowering the community and understanding that we have to care for ourselves. But the one thing he shared with me was that, we have to put the mask on ourselves at some point in time, because we can do so much more from the outside than we can from the inside.
What kind of mask? The ski mask?
Well, in Baltimore you might have to, but it's a little different. It's a little different everywhere else in the world. That oxygen mask that you breathe on you breathe on your business, you breathe on your family, but more so you. I got this series that's going to kick off starting this month, March Madness, but it's really March Saneness is what we're talking about. And Thriving Thursdays is coming back, so I'm excited to speak to everybody on Thursday. And we're going to do this checkup. There's certain things we have to get in order right now. All right. I've been in touch with a few people. So I got some surprises that are going to come up, and really things that we need to do as a community. And guess what? All the stuff that I'm going to be doing is free. You feel me? Everybody chasing a bag.
That's right.
We passed that. See, that's the part that's got us where we are right now. Chasing this materialism, it does not work. If you do not take care of family and self, what do you have? You got nothing. A lot of cats got a lot of bread, and they ain't got nothing else, baby. They ain't got nothing else. All right.
That purpose. It's about that purpose.
Hey, Sharif, right now in the legislature, a lot of black men, as we well know, are locked up because of weed. Have any of your clients come to you about selling cannabis now that they are legalized?
They haven't. But I know some people that have. They're not clients of mine, just colleagues and people that I know.
They say you
I
gotta
think
have 10 million to get in the game.
that's gonna be tough for us. So they set up that way for
Come on.
a reason. The
Yep.
key thing we have to do is, if anybody interested in doing it, I mean, whatever business, this is for any business that may be of that magnitude. It may not, it could be another business. Pull your resources together as a family. If there's something you're trying to, go after, have your partnership agreement together, and you can pretty much almost buy anything that's out there. An opportunity. So they got to have a plan. They got to have, a purpose and have their resources together to be able to go after something like that or any business that they want to or go after. Because you probably get some of it finance, some of it. But you got to
Yeah.
have that money for,
Yeah.
that down payment. There's some,
Yeah.
crowdfunding
Yeah.
opportunities. There's
Yeah.
ways to
Yeah.
raise
But
fund. I
you,
always tell people there's always
wow.
money out there. It's just how you
Yeah.
want to get it.
Yeah, but you know what? I definitely hear what you're saying, Sharif, in reference to the unity of actually putting it together. But when I look at it and the conversations that I've heard, and the little bit that I've seen, and still learning, because cats calling me and they want to share stuff with me in reference to their position and getting into this cannabis industry. I'm looking at still giving us the crumbs. They've
Excuse me.
taken so much from us. They've
Mm-hmm.
taken so much from us. And a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of shit that they talking about giving us, and then they gonna put some bad words on it. Reparations. Well, how in the hell is that reparation? You done locked up all the brothers. You
Oh
still
yeah.
got this assault on all the brothers out here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We don't have no access to no bread. And you're saying you're giving away all the good seats. Now you're saying that, listen, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to take everything you got for some nosebleeds. All right. We're not driving this ship. And I definitely understand. Guess what? Is it more than we had? Hell yeah. But is it what we should really receive? I don't even think the compensation is there. I was talking to the great Robert Shield, and we both agree on that. Guess what? When you use the word reparations and stuff of that nature, here comes a conversation that you have to leave the safe door open, because we don't know it's gonna take to get us right. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody never really tried to get us right.
Mm-hmm.
And if
That's right.
anything, during COVID, and as you being that finance guy, guess what? Some people did score, but most of the black businesses during COVID got killed, and they're dying
Yeah.
slowly. It was the same thing that I mentioned. It was going to be a very slow
So
death.
let me ask him that, Sharif. How did black businesses fare through the pandemic, especially in light of PPP money and other resources?
Well, the key thing, it depends on the industry. So I know that, a lot of restaurants unfortunately got, killed, and a lot of other business like mom and pop businesses that got killed, especially if you weren't able to do something like remotely. A lot of them turned to like carry outs where people can get the food, but they just couldn't eat in and sit. Some people lost their jobs, so some people couldn't spend the money. They couldn't eat out. They had to more so, eat in. So it definitely affected, our businesses the most more than anything. Then you touched on the resources that are out there as far as the EIDL and the PPP. The key thing is, make the banking relationship, right? A lot of black owned businesses probably didn't have a relationship with the banks that are out there to get help for the PPP or the EIDL. And then some of them may have, unfortunately, when I paying someone that did that for them and screwed them over. So the relationships, the lack of information, affect black owned businesses more than anybody. Because again, we don't have those other relationships that other people had that don't look like us. So it affects us more. And that's why we gotta have. That's why your Black Wall Street is so important. Having the network, having the resources where we can help each other, share information, share bankers and relationship and resources to help each other. So when this does happening, because it will happen, that's just life storms. We can make sure that we can still stay, afloat.
Yeah, 100% right. That's the one great thing that I've definitely been offering since the COVID. And if everybody, one of the first articles came out was a challenge I had with Bank of America. And that's when I sound the horn. Do you remember that? That was a national article.
Sharif, what banks should we be supporting?
I'm gonna give we should be supporting black owned banks. We got Harvard Bank, we have Industrial Bank, but that should go both ways, right?
It has to be
And I
reciprocal.
and I just leave it. I just leave it at that. It has to be both ways. I just leave it
Yes,
at that.
sir.
We need some more support in the area for it to be both ways. Sometimes it's just not. I'll just leave it at that. But there are some other banks out there like M&T
Man,
is
go
one of
ahead and
the.
say it how it is. It's no
Yeah,
support.
Yeah,
Go ahead and say it how it is. There's no
yeah,
support.
yeah. So
And,
hopefully
and it's a shame because there was a
it
lot of
is.
funding put
Yeah,
out here for
yeah,
black businesses that came
yeah,
through black banks, and they
yeah.
gave us nothing. They're still
And
sitting
yeah,
on
it's
it right
some.
now.
So I give you an example. And I'm not bashing it, right? When I looked at buy my SBA financing, the first bank I did reach out to was Harvard Bank, right? Harvard Bank said they had an interest in it, and after a while, they decided, not to. So then I went to another bank, which is WSFS, and they wound up doing. They loved it. They wound up doing the financing, for it. And I'm not trying to bash, Harvard Bank. They got great people,
Awesome
but I
people.
just awesome people, but yeah, I mean, it would help, just to get some more support, some more help, and some more resources,
Yeah,
from, that bank. And like I said, I'm not trying to knock it. It's just real talk. It's just the experience that
no,
I've had,
no.
that my clients had, and I hope that, eventually they will get to that. And I'm here to support them,
You
with that, as much as they, care. But you got PNC, Ramsey Harris. He's a great guy. He's one of the first people that gave me, money for my nonprofit. So PNC is great. M&T is great. There's some other, other great banks, Truist Bank, which is pretty good. Sandy Springs, West
know.
Banco. There's a lot of banks that are out there that are good. And, it's good to have your credit unions, then you have your regional banks, and then you can have your national bank. So it's sometimes good to bank with more than one bank because you have the
Yeah,
relationship. Because who's going to really invest
yeah.
into your business and see your vision and want to help you as much, as you can.
Sharif, I
You
just
you
heard
know
you say to have a relationship with more than one bank.
Yeah,
you have
I
to.
recommend. You have to. Yeah, to
You
survive.
you
It has
you
to be
you
with more
you
than one.
have
You
to.
also have Chase Bank now. Chase is trying to do a lot of stuff in the community as well. So I mean, you just form the relationship and just see where it goes and see what they can do to be able to help you with, your business. You want to ask for the commercial lender. You want to ask for the SBA rep. You don't want to just go there and just put your money there and that's it. No, you want to know who's there, who's in the CRA department that gives out money for the stuff that getting work done in the community. You need to know all of these people from the top down. They need to know what you're doing as well, so they can invest. Because they take your money
Yeah,
and invest it, they need to reinvest it into, your business. And if they not, you need to think about moving with, another bank.
What
yeah.
black bankers do y'all know and like?
Like,
Teddy Coates.
And I'm not saying at a black bank. I'm talking about black people who work for banks
Teddy
who
Coates.
y'all like.
Teddy
yeah,
Coates. You know
Teddy's
what?
my guy.
You
Teddy's
know
good people,
what?
man.
You know what, Donnie? Teddy Coates. Teddy Coates, me and Teddy Coates go back, 10 years, 12, 13 years, way back. And we've always had the great conversations, financial literacy. Matter of fact, he was the first one during the PPP that really reached out, and he's always been in the front line. You know what I mean? He's always been in the face of small business and black business, and he's always been in the community. And he's kept it real. When he can do something, guess what? He got you. If he can't do nothing, he tell you, hey, I ain't got you, and suggest another route. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Are you calling him to get him on?
Who else? Who else, Sharif? What black bankers do you like?
Ramsey Harris at PNC Bank. That's my
Yep,
guy too.
yep,
Ramsey, man, he got a heart for
yep,
the community, heart for
yep.
people. He just took back over the community development, so he has a lot of stuff that he wanted to do in the community as well. So Ramsey Harris at PNC has been, one of my great guys as well. So
What
And
about
then,
Phil Allen?
Phil is great. He's at PNC. He's back there with Ramsey.
yeah,
He was at Fulton Bank. Fulton Bank is another one y'all can look into as well with
yeah,
Dion Wardren. But Fulton,
Fulton Bank doing some things right now.
yeah,
Matter of
yeah.
fact, I'm about to do a little collaboration with Fulton Bank
Mhm.
and working with Mervo. All right.
So,
Yeah. Hmm.
so look, you mentioned Industrial Bank.
There
Historically,
it is.
out of Washington, D.C., I do know they
Hmm.
opened up a shop in Newark. They opened up a shop in New York City. Um, is Industrial? I mean, seems like Harbor Bank didn't get the greatest reviews, but is Industrial something that I should look into, even though they're
I'm
not in
I'm
Baltimore?
actually looking into them now since I'm doing business in PG and DC, more business in PG and DC. I met with them at a business monthly event a couple of weeks ago. So to me, it remains to be seen. That's why I'm looking into that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it is an
yeah.
option. So I'm actually looking into it.
Good job.
Myself. So
Hey Donnie,
Okay.
can I drop one real quick out there for the business owners out there? Let me drop one real quick.
Well, Sharif, I don't want to hold. I know you're busy. You're obviously multitasking. I can't multitask. I
yeah,
talked to a shrink. and they said that Donnie Glover can only effectively do one thing at a time. So, we only got 9 more minutes, so you might as well just hang on in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No problem. I got you.
Yeah, you know what? The credit union. He said, Sharif said something earlier. Credit union.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the big hitter is? That Navy Federal Credit Union.
Why?
All right.
Why?
Because they're receptive to people. They understand, and they've created products that are really awesome for you. I mean, you can do a secured loan to build you up real quick in a matter of months. It's a couple of little tricks I can show you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, guess what?
I thought you was the restaurant guy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a business owner.
That's
so
right.
That means I'm trapping every way that I can. You have to. All right.
I'm sorry,
but also remember, I'm a community guy.
Did you say trapping?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Right? Yes. Bloody well trapping. But one of the things also, one of the things also that's really important is you got to build your family up. So the great thing about Navy Federal Credit Union is you have access to your kids and stuff, and they have products. One of the key things you said earlier before, you got to make sure the bank has products. One of the things about Harbor Bank that they don't have, and I've asked them before, is they don't have products for you for a small business. They don't have they don't have merchants.
Y'all ain't gonna keep swinging on Harbor Bank.
No, listen,
I gotta go see them people, and they're gonna be like, Donnie, did you defend me? Donnie, did you defend me?
Yes, tell them, I want them. I want them to give a loan. That's why, Donnie, a few years ago, I took about 15 restaurants down there with about maybe $1,500, $2,000 in their pocket, and we just wanted business credit lines. See, that's that relationship that Sharif just talked about. That's that relationship that we need a Harbor Bank to understand. Guess what? What was the risk factor in that right there of saying taking $1,500 in and giving a black business a $1,500 MasterCard that would show up on their business credit? You know what the risk factor on that was right there? 0. But what would that do for that back business? That would change the narrative. So if it happened during COVID, all 15 of those black banks would have had what? A relationship with a bank. So what would have happened during COVID? We would have had a better ride. Okay? Listen, it's not about friends. It's about our community. And guess what? We're not going to make everybody happy all the time. And it's not about that. Okay?
Well,
we strive to.
Have other money turns for black businesses like Stanley Tucker's Miss Bidford, Maryland State Finance. What is it? Maryland State Development Finance Association.
Oh yeah, Authority Corporation. Yeah, Meridian Bank. Yeah, Meridian Bank.
I've heard a lot of people mention it. Does it help black businesses?
You want to know the truth?
I'm looking at Sharif.
Tell him the truth, Sharif. Tell him.
I mean, it could be more. You know, I think more people need to know about it.
You good at that, Sharif? You good?
Yeah, I know. You know, I'm trying to walk a fine line. Like I said, it could be more, but more businesses need to know about it as well. And more businesses need to take advantage of it, but at the same time, they need to meet it what they are and really try to help them to get the money. Because the money is there.
You know what? The money is there.
Hold tight. These are names that are held up. They're propped up in our community, and they're. Y'all telling me it's all bull.
It's all smoke and mirrors, Donnie. Let me tell you what, for us to have that, for Stanley Tucker and them been around for what, 20 years?
Yeah.
All right. Guess what? Terra Cafe is more popular than Stanley Tucker and them in this city for our community.
A lot of people don't know about that.
Because guess if you helping people, you would know. It's like if you're not in that round circle of those those minority businesses that they deal with, you ain't getting nothing. And that's not it. They're giving money. Do you understand what their CDFI? All right. For those that don't know what a CDFI is when a bank takes the risk off of their books and lending, qualifying, because for a bank to be in a community, they have to lend a certain amount of money to our community.
And they get a tax write-off for it.
And they're getting paid to do this now, Donnie. I'm gonna ride with me. It's gonna take a second, but I'm gonna get you there. All right. So what they do, instead of making their numbers go down by loans not working out, they give money to a CDFI and they say dispense this money in your community. Okay, so that money is really free money. You feel what I'm saying? Because they got government money for it already. They already know there's a risk factor attached to it. So that means that lender has the ability to change the narrative of how they lend funds out because there's no risk. And guess what happens with them? If they give out If they give out 5 million, guess how much they can ask for next year? 7 million. So if they continue to hold on to it, what happens? It's very selfish. All right, it's very selfish.
So Sharif,
So
would you like to manage that money?
Would love to, because my thing is we would love to make sure that, you know, the businesses that they need it, that they, you know, that they get it. And then making sure the key thing is the outreach. Like, we got to make sure that businesses, you know about it. And it would be great if they did do a better job of that. Being, I know they'll do certain events, but there's more that needs to be out there for businesses
we
to
doing too much
actually know.
partying.
Yeah.
We're doing too much partying. It ain't always got to be a networking. It ain't always got to be a champagne sip. All right, we got to do some classes. Come down with some checks.
That's why I do my workshops. So I actually invite them to actually have a table. Like when I do my government contractor workshops, and I'm gonna continue to invite them to they actually have a table. I work with Mr. Smoot, and like, hey man, have a table here, because they've been to some of my events. But I say, hey, come back and have a table, give out your brochures.
I'm tired of people who claim they represent black people and they represent themselves.
Yo, it's hard to give up the khaki pants. It's hard to give up the khaki pants and the loafers. When you were taught to imitate somebody and you realize what it really is, then it's hard to give that up.
Bob the Shield said, just because you're black don't mean you're black.
Come on, man. Where you hearing it? I ain't got my glasses on. All right.
We can get out here. It's 9:57. Sharif, you've been here the longest. Go ahead and put your plug in, and then we're going to get up out of here. And then
hey, thank you for this opportunity to speak. Hey, 5 steps to building a generation. I have a dream. First, secondly, have a plan. Third, save, because there's not much makes I'm key. Fourth, invest. You got to make your money with food. But fifth, give. The blessings in the giving and then the receiving. Our purpose is to make an impact, make a difference in the lives of people. Yes, we want to make money, but we got to focus on making an impact and making a difference. And if we focus on that, we can really see some real change. I mean, that's just how I try to live, my life. So again, thank you, Donnie.
Where you from, Sharif?
Park Heights, Baltimore City, raised by a single dad, me and my twin brother.
There you go. Boom. Black men.
That's
Black
right.
men.
That's right. So I'm a representation. So I try to represent myself as much as I can.
Awesome, black man.
Appreciate y'all guys. Love y'all guys, man.
All right. Love you too, King. Hey, peace, everybody. Terrence Dixon, Chef T, Terra Cafe on the corner of 25th and St. Paul. Definitely come on and see us tonight. All right, we got that Black Wall Street jumping off with Donnie, walking in the door, waving the 4-4 at 6 o'clock to 8. Then what? Look at him. Look at him. Then next, what's going on? We got that Feel Good Tuesday. So hang around with Mike. Mike gonna get you right. And you know what? He got that church band. He got that church band. Donnie.
What's on the menu, brother? You got any collard greens?
I got them vegan greens popping off. Today we got that fish frying up right.
How you make vegan greens taste good?
Man, it's the special season. It's the roasted red peppers. It's adding the kale in there. It's the garlic. It's the onions. Come on, man. I can't tell you everything. But I can share it with you. So come on today, 101 East 25th Street. Come check us out. I tell you what, we got some new exciting things going on. All right, this Feel Good Tuesday, real good look. And then also, guess what? I've been doing some stuff in the backyard, Donnie. I want you to peek out there today. All right. We're talking about this thing coming in reference to, cannabis and everything. We got some ideas. We might not be able to get in the front row. We might got to do the nosebleeds, but we could still be rock stars. I just don't think we got to pay for everything the way that it's set up to be, that it just shuts us out because of the bread. All right. We can be a little bit more creative.
Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we got to make it a private club back there.
Hey, what did you just say, man?
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
What did you just say, man? That's what I'm talking about. How do you think I survived so far, Donnie? It ain't been the normal.
You remember in Living Color, they had that segment on Shay Watay? Shay Watay and the Okie Faye is Yamin.
No, I don't remember that episode, King.
Do you remember the episode of the Boondocks where they kidnapped Maya Angelou and they thought it was Oprah and then they found out it was Maya and they threw her off the back? My name's Donnie Glover. Have a great day. Good morning, world. We'll be at Black Wall Street tonight, Terra Cafe at 6 p.m.
Please.
Good morning, world.
Peace. Good morning, world. Thank you, Donnie.